I would give DDP the advantage over Khamzat right now. That's a bet on it.
It's hard to say because we don't know what happens.
There's so many question marks. We don't know.
Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and gets a hold of your leg.
When I look at the tomorrow, he didn't do that.
Now it's my time. Yeah, don't run too much. Let's wait, man.
Joe Rogan has made it clear that Dricus Du Plessis might be in serious trouble after watching Khamzat Chimaev's training footage ahead of UFC 319. Rogan, who has closely followed Chimaev since his UFC debut, highlighted the intensity and lightning wrestling speed Chimaev possesses, especially his ability to shoot from a distance and latch onto his opponent's legs like a missile. During a recent broadcast, Rogan asked, "Can Dricus stop that takedown? Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and grabs your legs so quick." He went on to describe Chimaev's grappling as among the highest levels in the sport and expressed serious doubts about Du Plessis being able to handle it. "We haven't seen Dricus fight anyone of that caliber. He's a tough puzzle, a very tough fighter to figure out," Rogan added. These remarks came as Chimaev began training under Sam Calavitta, a performance coach known for enhancing fighters' endurance systems, potentially solving the one consistent criticism Chimaev has faced.
His cardio. Be able to take me down? Take me down? Absolutely, he'll be able to take me down. This is how a fight works. I would hope so. Isn't he like some Swedish champion or something? I would hope he could take me down. He has to deal with me on the ground. He has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take Khamzat down? Absolutely. I'm not scared of Khamzat wrestling. I'm not evading. I'm not trying to stay
On the other
off
end, fans are already mocking Dricus Du Plessis. Earlier this week, Du Plessis shared new training photos online showing him sparring and drilling wrestling ahead of his title defense, but the response from fans was immediate and sarcastic. One fan joked, "DP by unanimous confusion," poking fun at his unorthodox style and unpredictable movement.
It's over. Salam. Congratulations on your win. Wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. Rob took him down, so very salam alaikum.
Du Plessis isn't shy about confronting the hype around Chimaev. In an interview with CBS Sports' Shaquille Majuri, he confidently stated that he plans to target what many consider Chimaev's only weakness. "Is Khamzat going to be able to take me down? Absolutely. I would hope so. He's a Swedish wrestling champion or something, right? But then he has to deal with me on the ground, and he has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take Khamzat down? Absolutely. I'm not scared of Khamzat's wrestling. I'm not trying to stay off the ground with him. That's the mistake everybody makes," Du Plessis declared.
He is making his training partners shave their heads and grow their beards to prepare for the wolf. What he's not understanding is that he can bring Habib and Gordon Ryan for the 3-month fight camp to prepare, and he's still going to get submitted in the first round.
This strategy goes against what most of Chimaev's opponents have tried. Instead of backing off or constantly sprawling, Du Plessis plans to meet him head-on in the wrestling department, potentially turning Chimaev's greatest weapon into a shared battleground and testing his gas tank in the process. Whether this approach is tactical brilliance or sheer delusion remains to be seen.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185, listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, "Oh yeah, Whittaker's gonna get him." Don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's a champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters.
Meanwhile, former UFC bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw has shed light on Khamzat Chimaev's secret weapon for this fight. Dillashaw revealed that he introduced Chimaev to Sam Calavitta, a renowned performance coach known for transforming fighters into cardio machines through heart rate manipulation and lactic acid threshold training. "It's all science," Dillashaw explained during a podcast where he discussed Dricus Du Plessis versus Chimaev. "In my opinion, Chimaev is the better striker technically. He's far superior in grappling, has more strength, and better jiu-jitsu. DDP brings non-stop pressure. And while his awkwardness makes him effective, I've always said the one reason Chimaev might lose is because of his cardio."
Dricus fighting for the belts in just over a month's time. What are your initial thoughts on that matchup stylistically?
Oh, so honestly, I'd have to say Dricus would be a favourite. He probably is a favourite, but I think I'm leaning towards Dricus. The question, the whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down.
Yeah.
Will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the $1 million question.
Then I met him and introduced him to Sam Calavitta, who owns the training lab. I had already introduced Arman to Sam, and you've seen how incredible he's looked lately. Now I've connected Chimaev with him. Sam is killers. Training in his garage, he runs all the strength and conditioning out of there, and it's amazing. It's like Rocky-style training. Chimaev is doing it right now, and I strongly suspect he'll have a much better gas tank for this upcoming fight. I honestly think he's going to win.
He's an incredible fighter, but you're fighting in the top 5 of the UFC. Everybody's incredible fighters. He has this one thing that works for him, and it's been good. But Khamzat is an absolute animal, absolutely. But I mean, you look at the Gilbert Burns fight, which you could have scored either way. You look at the Kamaru Usman fight, and you go, yeah, he did beat Robert Whittaker. Obviously, his teeth broke back. It's unfortunate. He is really good. So, deserving of a title shot 100% after that performance. If you look at
this added edge could eliminate the one glaring vulnerability in Chimaev's game. With dominant wrestling, powerful top control, and now elite-level cardio, the Chechen-born contender enters UFC 319 as a -180 favorite, according to the promotion's website, while Du Plessis is listed as a +150 underdog, scheduled for Saturday, August 16th at the United Center in Chicago. UFC 319 is shaping up to feel less like a competitive title defense and more like a survival test for Du Plessis. Even Luke Rockhold, who has trained with both fighters, offered a brutally honest preview of what DDP is truly up against.
But he believes Dricus can sustain the storm, and each passing minute favors Dricus. Now, what he's talking about is conditioning. If you asked me about that fight 2 years ago, or a year ago, even 6 months ago, I would have quickly dismissed it towards Chimaev. I would tell you Chimaev every single round. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel and I'm seeing what other people are feeling and seeing. The greatness of Dricus, it is something that is now...
Rockhold, who has first-hand experience with both fighter styles and live training, spoke to Submission Radio about the looming matchup. Chimaev is a beast. He's a wrestler, a grappler, and he brings relentless pressure. He's going to start fast and hard, Rockhold said. Can Dricus survive the first 2 rounds? That's the question his opponents always face. Can he withstand the barrage? Because Chimaev's going to bring it. While Rockhold acknowledged Du Plessis' toughness and his awkward but effective rhythm, he made it clear that the danger lies in the early onslaught. According to him, the first 2 rounds will set the tone for the entire fight. If Dricus can survive, the pressure may start to shift in his favor, but if not, it could be yet another quick finish for Chimaev.
The middleweight champion, Dricus Du Plessis, will defend his belt against Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus' last 4 wins have come over former champs Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, and Robert Whittaker. He hasn't lost in 7 years. 20 of his 23 wins have come by finish, and now he faces the undefeated 16-0 Khamzat Chimaev.
This fight is now about more than just a title. It's about reputation and future dominance. Chimaev has long been viewed as a 2-division threat, even before moving to middleweight. He remains undefeated and unchallenged on the ground, having finished elite opponents and steamrolled names once considered formidable tests. What he brings to UFC 319 isn't just raw aggression, but a complete physical and scientific transformation. With Sam Calavitta's training, Chimaev may now be even more dangerous in rounds 4 and 5 than he ever was in round 1. For Du Plessis, the strategy is straightforward. Survive, confuse, pressure, and then overwhelm. He's made it clear he won't shy away from grappling, which could shift the pace early and lead to chaotic, high-stakes exchanges where both fighters push each other.
Beats Khamzat?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I really do. I think Khamzat is a sprinter. I think if you were to make fights 1 5-minute round, Khamzat beats anybody in the world, any weight class. But you can't fight championship level fights for 5 rounds at the pace where he's at his best. If he fights like that at his best, I think Dricus is so durable and he's so smart that he'll be able to withstand that.
While fans continue to joke about the awkward nature of Dricus Du Plessis' style, the champion has proven that unpredictability can be effective. His wins over Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya weren't textbook performances, but they were undeniably decisive. Du Plessis overwhelms opponents with rhythm, pressure, movement, and relentless commitment. If Chimaev's wrestling falters early or his gas tank can't withstand 5 hard rounds, even with Calavitta's training, Du Plessis will be there, ready to grind out a win through sheer volume and toughness. For many analysts, that's the only realistic path to victory for DDP, because in every other category, the fight appears to heavily favor a dominant Chimaev performance.
Ton of respect for both those guys. I think that they both do a lot of things really well. I think that they both have parts of their game that could use improvement, and I think that I see the fight. I think that early that Chimaev obviously has an advantage. I think as the round goes later, we've seen Chimaev kind of fade and Dricus get stronger. So I think the later rounds favor Dricus.
Yet in fights like this, the unknowns are everything. Is Chimaev's cardio truly fixed or just improved? Can he handle an opponent who refuses to disengage? Can Du Plessis impose himself against the one middleweight who combines elite wrestling with vicious ground control and now scientific level endurance? For now, Joe Rogan's message stands. If Du Plessis can't stop the early storm, he may never get the chance to fight his way back. Fans might joke about unanimous confusion now, but the stakes, on August 16th, are about clarity. One man will likely emerge as the most dominant middleweight on the planet.
Ever seen. Thrown up like blood. Juarez, I know now, he's in Russia, he's in camp, he's focused, he's a superstar. He's one of the biggest stars in the UFC. When you have this kind of pressure, sometimes people doesn't know how to handle it. It's hard to bet against focus Khamzat, healthy Khamzat. I think he can beat anyone on any given day. As talent, as technique, it's Khamzat. If we go to the third and fourth and fifth round, how this fight gonna go? I believe Khamzat can go there, did to him what he did to Robert Whittaker. 100%.
Luke Rockhold has offered a detailed breakdown of the UFC 319 main event between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, speaking from a place of first-hand experience. Having trained with both men, Rockhold knows exactly what it feels like to wrestle with Chimaev and spar with Du Plessis from his perspective. The outcome of this fight will be determined within the first 10 minutes. He described Chimaev as a beast, saying, "He's a wrestler, he's a grappler, and he brings relentless pressure. He's going to start fast and hard." Can Dricus survive those first 2 rounds? That's the question every opponent faces. Can he withstand the barrage? Because Chimaev is going to bring it. Rockhold believes the opening round will be the key, that Chimaev dominates early, or the pressure starts to crack, potentially shifting momentum in Du Plessis' favor.
Do I want double champ status? Absolutely, but I'm willing to earn that. If there's contenders that make sense, I don't want to fight contenders that doesn't make sense. You know, fighting Israel Adesanya makes sense. Fighting guys that deserve the title shots makes sense.
When you say contenders that don't make sense, do you mean fighters like Khamzat who maybe haven't fought a middleweight ranks? Because he's also
Rockhold aligns with a growing sentiment in the fight community that Khamzat Chimaev may not be built for 5-round wars. "I don't like those opportunities for him," he said. "I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough, and he's not going to go away. You either dominate him from the start or finish him early, because I don't see how Khamzat can maintain that kind of pressure for 5 rounds. His intensity can only last so long." Rockhold described Du Plessis as one of the toughest fighters he's ever trained with and warned that people continue to underestimate him. "That's not 5-round material. DDP is tough as hell. People don't give him enough credit. He's awkward, has weird timing and rhythm, but he's good. He mixes things up, he's confident, and his striking works. His grappling is strong, and his wrestling is decent." The breakdown is simple. Rockhold sees Chimaev as the clear favorite in the early rounds, but if the fight goes beyond the second, he believes it shifts firmly in Du Plessis' favor.
Khamzat, DDP.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat, DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he KOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler. And I think DDP is a killer, but I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on
Khamzat. Fighter who has trained with both men is Rainier Derrida, and he also anticipates a dangerous early storm from Chimaev but doubts it can be sustained. "I've trained with both of them, and especially in a 5-round fight, most likely going to come out guns blazing. Shoot right away," Derrida said. But Dricus is not that easy to take down. He moves very well, even if it looks a bit funny sometimes. His footwork isn't bad. He knows how to get out and circle effectively. That signature awkward movement has long been a hallmark of Du Plessis' style. It might appear uncoordinated, but it often disrupts timing, especially for opponents who rely on rhythm and pattern recognition. Derrida added that while Chimaev may struggle to secure a first-round finish, Du Plessis has the potential to grow into the fight as the exchange
sequence would look like. I could see Dricus winning. Chat, yes or no, most underrated part of Dricus Du Plessis' game, jiu-jitsu. He actually scrambles really well from bottom position. Really well. He's not going to let himself get mounted. He'll roll for like a leg and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll roll for a leg, threaten a heel hook, and then use it to get back up and try and get back control. Like, he's actually really good at that.
Not everyone shares that perspective. Yoel Romero, a fighter with elite wrestling credentials and years of experience dealing with high-pressure grapplers, believes Chimaev's wrestling will be the key to controlling the fight, while Rainier Derrida sees Du Plessis' awkward movement and unorthodox entries as potential problems for Chimaev in the later rounds. Romero expects Khamzat to dictate the pace from the opening bell and maintain control throughout. In his view, if Chimaev arrives with a disciplined game plan and manages his energy well, the number of rounds won't matter, his grappling will be enough to dominate. For more updates and breaking fight news, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.